when I was recording it, I was trying to concentrate on playing just a very straightforward style without too much fancy play or anything like that, and just trying to look for some very basic spots to exploit and to not get too out of line at all and have tricky situations like that. Uh, and I maintain that mindset and that style for the most part, but we do mix in some more advanced plays versus him later on because we see it's necessary. And uh, starting off, pretty standard hand there. Betting on the river for value. Uh, the main theme of this match uh, to might be to how to win while getting quote unquote run over. I know it probably sounds pretty funny saying how to win while getting run over, or even getting run over by someone at 1-2. But what I mean by that is that this guy is going to be playing pretty aggressively eventually at us, and I want to show you some ways to kind of trap that aggression, or to counter that aggression. And you know I play fairly passively in this video. I don't try to run him over at all. I just you know try to play pretty solidly, and wait for him to make some huge mistakes. And I find that when I let people kind of three bet the heck out of me and stuff like that, and start folding a lot, I can really get them to start putting themselves in some poor situations, and that you have some easy steals from them and whatnot. So far, Jesus has been pretty aggressive. He's opened every button. He hasn't defended out of position once. He might have three bet. No, he hasn't three bet. So he hasn't defended out of position at all. So he seems to be pretty decent, actually, so far, and more than I would normally expect for a 1-2 player. But he he seems to switch gears, I think, coming up pretty soon. I played the session a couple days ago, so it's not completely like right in my mind, but I have a pretty good idea of what's going on. And if you notice, I'm playing pretty passively so far, and not gonna raise the trash on the button. Just playing pretty straightforward, and gonna see where that takes us. And I got the kings, and I go for a three bet. I haven't actually three bet at all this match, so it's kind of unlikely that this one's gonna get peeled or anything like that. But I go ahead and do it anyway. Just I guess start three betting. Although yeah, that's about it. Pretty standard three bet with the kings. And he goes ahead and makes a three bet, and we have some garbage hand, so easy pitch. I guess this match starts out a little bit slower, but it gets better towards the end. Trust me. And we flop pretty good, and he leads out into us. This is his first time leading, and what are our options? I would say it's either a call or a raise. I would like raising a lot if he had led before, or we had some sort of an aggressive image where we could get paid off lightly by worse tens, by a five, by pocket sevens, by something else. But this is his first time leading into us, and if we raise, he has absolutely no reason to think that we're doing that lightly or anything at all, or there's no reason for him to be making any sort of a thin call down against us, since we have a pretty reasonable image so far. We haven't done anything out of line, and it's a pretty dry board. Uh, so I think we should just call and kind of let him bluff into us and be betting if check two and stuff like that, and just play it more pretty straightforward. But the idea of raising did cross my mind, but we're just not in a position at all to be doing that right uh, quite yet. And he checks to us. I would imagine that this is just a lot of overcards giving up that let out, or uh, maybe like a turn pair of sevens or something going for pot control now that I can't bet again or something, or a five. But we have top pair, decent kicker, and a flush draw, so I just go ahead and bet it. I think I said I was going to bet if check two. Just play the hand pretty straightforward, and went ahead and did that, and he just folded. So I would assume that he probably was just leading overcards there, or some type of baloney type hand. But it's good to note that he's leading with sort of a wide range right off the bat, and I just flat the ace ten instead of three betting, and pretty standard early in the match, and he checks it back, and we hit trip aces, and we go ahead and bet, and go ahead and bet on the river, and he goes ahead and raises, and this is actually a pretty tricky spot, uh, because this guy he's seemed pretty tight and aggressive, and like not getting out of line or anything at all yet, and we haven't either. We haven't been playing out of position that much. We've been pretty tight for the most part, and we're betting two streets here. Our hand probably looks like it's made up. Our range is probably made up with a good amount of aces, and I think against most players who if they were checking back a jack on the flop, they're definitely not turning into a bluff on this river. They would be calling if anything, and if they had an ace, I don't think that he would be raising the river. That really wouldn't make much sense. But backdoor clubs did get there, and uh, our our hand's kind of just like a bluff catcher when he puts in this raise, because uh, he's really representing, like, it at the very least, like strong trip aces, like ace queen or ace king. But I'm not sure. I think it's pretty close in this spot, but I actually elect to just fold, because I think he's just I think it'd be crazy to try to bluff me here, given that we both have very solid images so far, and I've been pretty tight, and like it would just be pretty crazy to try and bluff me here when backdoor clubs got there, when it's very likely that I have trip aces and stuff like that. So I really think that he had a flush or nines full, and I really don't think he's the type of player that would be uh, pot controlling ace three right there on the flop or something, and then hitting trip aces, calling, and then raising the river with that. That it wouldn't make much sense. And so far the guy seems pretty